This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Imperium Maledictum role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is The Burning Seraph. It was written by Christpher, Colston, John Dunn, and others. It's available from the Imperium Maledictum starter set. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 1. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith?
Thank you, Thom. It is the year 41,020, the Milky Way galaxy. As we zoom in, we come a couple solar systems away from Terra, Earth, and we zoom in on the hive world of Voll. Sticking out of Voll are various cities stretching up to several miles tall as they've crammed more and more people into these factories. Our story takes place in the hive of Hokarth. We have our acolytes who, for some reason, have been pulled up from the drudgery of working in the factories until the day they die to be brought on by the Holy Inquisition to help protect the Imperium from heretics, Xenos, and other horrible things that want to bring the Emperor down. They've just returned from a mission and are relaxing in their, for lack of a trailer that they have cots that some have holes in it, and so they sag down. But, it's better than just sleeping next to the machinery all day. We will introduce our characters quickly. So we'll start with Sister Helza Scorn.
I'm Sister Helza Scorn. I am a true believer and a follower of our beloved God Emperor on his throne at the center of the universe. And God help anybody who blasphemes or says anything otherwise.
Amen.
My entire purpose is to make sure that his truth is spread throughout the Imperium.
Indeed, indeed. And that is a very worthy mission.
Indeed.
Next, we'll meet Wilkus Garn.
Hello there. I'm not too sure what this god thing is you're talking about. There's only the Emperor. But yeah, my name's Wilkus. I'm up until it seems fairly recently used to be a scrivener within the grand mechanism of the what do they call it? The Adeptus Administratum. So the unholy labyrinthine bureaucracy that is the god emperor's will made manifest in the universe. Yeah, because everything runs by paperwork. So not a fighter. In this case, my pen is much more mightier than the lasgun.
Mm. Keeping the paperwork current is very important.
Damn straight.
Next, we'll meet Eidolon.
Yeah, I'm Eidolon. I guess I can say I'm a spy. Everybody knows I'm a spy. Everybody here knows I'm a spy. I'm a spy for the Inquisition. Kind of a quiet type. I just stick to the shadows and hang out in dark places, collect information. I was pretty much, after being orphaned at a young age, pretty much made into who I am. I was kind of recruited. I showed certain skills at an early age, so they took that and kind of molded me into who I am today.
Excellent. Excellent. And then we'll come to Calais.
I am Cali Tannerin. Could say a veteran of the Crontus 63rd Regiment, or you could say a survivor of the 63rd. Not sure what happened to most of my fellow warriors in arms. I am more or less fearless. I'm deeply pragmatic. And I know that sometimes it's important to move around protocols to do what the Imperium needs to get done. There's a higher order of authority than some pencil pusher's rules, and that's the Emperor itself.
Yes. And then finally, we'll meet our good friend Cassium.
Yes, I am Cassium Calibus. I'm a loyal and devoted servant of the machine god known as Adeptus Mechanicus. I was trained on the Forge world Equitrax. Blessed is the Omnisire.
Indeed, blessed be the Omnisire. All right. So, right about the time you kind of can relax is not quite the right word because no one really relaxes, but take the weight off your shoulder a bit. You hear coming through a speaker the hymns for the emperor, and then you hear flapping of wings, and one of the emperor's blessed cherubs fly in. A baby that has been essentially converted into vat grown, and converted into a flying machine. The cherub kind of floats around. It's a red eye, looks at each one of you, and then it nods, and then the hymn gets a little bit louder, and it drops a scroll case on the floor in front of you, and then flies back out the window.
A message from
I will
Adeptus
retrieve it immediately.
Mechanicus.
When you pick it up, yep, the seal on it has the symbol of the Holy Inquisition, which is an eye with a skull right in the middle of it. And if you break it open, you see inside that it is a message from the Inquisitor Harlecarn, who is one of your higher ups, but is unfortunately written in code.
Do I have the knowledge to encode this message from Holocarn?
That will be a linguistics cipher test.
Linguistics.
I am an attentive assistant. I might be able to help you with that.
Yes.
I can use a help action to assist someone, even if I do not have advances in the skill being tested.
Very good, yeah.
They gain +1 SL on the test.
There you go. So you automatically have 1 SL on your roll.
Skill level, I guess.
Yep, success level.
So I'm going for linguistics.
Yep.
I got an 08.
Very nice.
So, and my skill level or my linguistics is only 25. So, or
Okay.
I'm sorry, 30.
30. Okay. And then with the assist of Cassium, that will give you 4 success levels. So you quickly translate it, and you see in there that the Inquisitor wishes for you to look at what people are claiming to be a miracle, possibly an appearance of a saint. Apparently at Acid Refinery Delta 64, there was a very large explosion that completely destroyed the building, but there are multiple accounts of a single survivor who walked out without any injuries at all. Currently, the Ministorum is investigating, being led by Deacon Artosi. The Inquisition wants you to discover what happened at the acid refinery, figure out who the identity of the survivor is. If he is a saint, then to make sure that he gets turned over to the imperial cult so that he can be properly venerated. And if he's a heretic, to deal with it appropriately. Yeah. You have a contact that he has a Leo Rants, and it has the Vox frequency to raise him up. And there also is a Inquisition seal that you can use. However, it comes with a warning: use with caution, because as you go lower into the city, people don't like the Inquisition, and they tend to disappear.
Disappear into the sewers, or disappear the Inquisitor's agents?
The Inquisitor's agents tend to disappear but they can always recruit someone else.
Well, Acid Refinery Delta 64. How far is that from here?
You have no idea.
Yeah, you'll have to call Leo Rats and get directions.
Who wants to make that call?
Wilkes, you're a people person. Oh, go ahead.
I will make the call, but this heretic will most likely need to be vaporized.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So when you dial in the frequency, the Vox cycles through lots of white noise and high-pitched squealing as the frequency dials in. Once it finally locks onto the frequency, you hear in the background lots of industrial tools, people shouting, and one person screaming in the background. And an angry voice comes on and goes, "Who is this?"
This is Cassium Calibus. I'm on a mission from Inquisitor. Was it Halicarn?
Yep.
Inquisitor Halicarn. Prepare to be boarded.
Inquisitor? We don't want no Inquisitors down here. You keep
prepare to be boarded or prepare to be vaporized.
No. You guys, we don't want any Inquisition. You stay up above there and deal with the higher ups. We don't want to talk to you.
Okay, I'm going to shut the channel off and I'm going to confer with my colleagues here.
We wanted to speak to Leo Rats.
I
Did your
assume that's
machine brain forget that?
Yeah, I'll call them back and be like, we need to speak with Leo Rats immediately.
Oh, Leo. He's under the blade right now. He's a little preoccupied. Yeah, cut it a little closer to his knee.
Is that because of the explosion?
Explosion? No, he's under the blade because he has something we want. Goes, who is this? Is this still that person who pretended to be the Inquisitor? Yeah, the Inquisitor.
Never mind that. Look,
just give us directions. We have a delivery.
Goes, if you want to come pick up Leo, you can pick up what's left of him down here on Hive level 81. Ask for the chop shop. Bring some money. We'll give him back to you.
See you soon, friend.
And it turns back into white noise as he kind of.
I wonder who answered Leo's Vox and is not afraid of Inquisitors at all. But I think we need to put some fear of the Emperor in him.
I wonder if we're on the same mission here. I thought we were out to vaporize a heretic.
Well,
we're out to identify whether a man is a saint or a heretic.
Of course he's a heretic.
You don't know that. How could you know that? He survived an acid explosion.
That
unharmed.
Sounds like some
Impossible.
Xenos ability, but
Flesh cannot survive acid.
Mhm.
Then perhaps the Emperor, in his holy wisdom, somehow saved him. For a purpose, there may be a grand purpose.
We'll see.
At any rate, we need to make our way down to level 81. We don't want the cherub to come back and yell at us for dawdling.
Okay.
I'll just put on my battle kit.
Yep, I will make sure that my auto pistol and my sniper rifle are both, ready for action. Got plenty of ammo for each. Make sure I've got my disguise kit, kind of everything I need to do my thing.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. It takes a couple hours to descend down into the hive. As you go down, the air quality gets worse and worse as the ventilation and the industry keeps piling up. Just the overwhelming sound of all the industry is almost intolerable. But once you get down to 81, you've kind of gotten just used to that noise in the background and all, kind of like living near train tracks and all. As you get down there, you see there's a lot of people moving around. Some of them are missing the lower part of their arms, or there's some eyes missing. It's pretty typical down here. There are a lot of industrial accidents and everything. And if they weren't supposed to get hurt, then the Emperor would have protected them. So they probably have done something wrong for them to be injured like that. But they're all shuffling around. When you show up, they kind of give you a wide berth if you have a gun strapped onto you. They, even though their life is awful, they still don't want to get shot in the face.
I'm gonna walk right through the middle of them. This is totally my environment. Just embrace the pain, my friends. It's a gift from the machine god. An opportunity to replace it with something stronger.
Stop trying to recruit for your machine god. These are humans.
All right.
They belong to the Emperor.
Is there a directory that tells us where the acid refinery is? Or should we just follow the maimed?
We were supposed to go to the chop shop to find the rat.
Yeah, I'm assuming, given their hostility to the Imperium, maybe we send Eidolon in first to figure out who is dangerous.
Hey, yeah.
I can do that.
And then we'll follow you in guns blazing if you find it appropriate.
Yeah.
All right. Right. So as you kind of look around, you see a spot where, like, you can kind of trace in following the signal from Leo's box speed. Also, you see this building there. There's an incessant shrieking of mechanical tools from inside, and you see two rough-looking individuals standing on either side of a retractable sliding door. They've both got las pistols, but they look quite bored. They're just kind of leaning up against the wall.
Okay, well, I'm looking. Is it a multi-story building? No,
single story.
Okay. Well, I think I'm still looking for a way to get onto the roof.
Okay. Yeah. There's plenty of places where you could climb up and drop down the roof. You don't need to make a roll for that at all.
Cool. Once I'm up there, is there like a window or some way of getting eyes on what's going on inside?
There certainly is. If you kind of look down there, you can give me an awareness sight with a +20.
Okay. Awareness sight with +20. That is a 69.
Nice.
My awareness is 45.
And then you got a +20, so that is a fail of -0. You could spend a fate to give you a +1 SL to pass.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yep. So kind of looking there, the windows are pretty dirty and all, but you can see in there they've got a guy strapped down, and they've got one of those saws that you just kind of lower down, and they're lowering it down, and you can see they're cutting his leg off.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to over over the Vox to the rest of the team. We have a connection right with each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just say who I assume is Rats is about to get his most of his leg cut off.
I wonder what they want to know from them.
Yes.
How many assailants does he have?
You see two people in there. One person working the saw, and another one. He kind of looks like the boss watching. And
That's the one we spoke to, the insolent piece of shit. Can you give me directions? I'll just blast my way in and we'll reorder the chain of command.
I mean, I've got eyes on the boss, and zoom out. I've like got my sniper just pointed right at the boss.
Mhm.
If we think this is someone I need to take out, I can fire a shot, and then we just have one to deal with inside.
And the one that's easier to boss around. That sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Okay. All right. So if you're wanting to take a shot, just so you understand the mechanics work,
Yeah.
you are essentially shooting where he doesn't know you're shooting at him. So you get to roll with advantage. What that means is that you can reverse your dice if it gets better. So if you rolled like a 91, you can turn it into a 19
That's
and all.
cool.
Yeah.
The cool mechanic.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put one right in the middle of his forehead.
All right. Fire away.
Okay. So I'm just going for my test, right? That's the one I
Yep.
want to beat. Okay.
Should be a ranged whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
So my test is 50, and I
Mhm.
got a 33.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
critical.
Yeah.
So that is a excellent. Okay, and you are shooting for the head, so you hit it without any problem. What is your weapon damage?
My weapon damage is 8 plus SL.
Okay, so you did 11 points of damage to the head, and roll a D10 to see the result of your critical wound.
That is a 10.
Oh, okay. Uh, you shot him right through the eye. Maybe turned around just at that second, and you see his like eye explode as the back of his head blows out from it, and needs to say he is quite dead.
Yeah. I'll say, all right, boss is down.
Did
Doesn't even.
The guy inside working the saw, he reacts. The two guys outside, I mean, it's just so loud in this industrial sector, like a long range shot. They don't
hear it.
react. The guy inside, he pulls out his last. He kind of ducks down because he kind of figure out okay what direction it came from, and you kind of see him duck down. He gets behind the machinery.
I'm trained on him. I'm staying up there, and I'm training another shot on him, but
Mhm.
not firing yet in case we need to interrogate.
Yeah, he
Okay.
might have an answer. So, sister, do you want to try to talk those guards into admitting us? I'm not personable, and I don't want to
Not
bother to
exactly.
shoot these guards just so that we can go inside
I
and
think
you
the
have the
people who are.
Inquisitor's seal. You have the Inquisitor's seal if you want to.
No, I think that the people in the way know that one of theirs just died because of the way he talked to us on the telephone. And see, we just march right in there. I'll march up to the guards first and just say, out of the way.
Okay. So give me
I'm intimidating. Yeah.
yep. I'm getting the thing for that. So give me a presence intimidation.
So when you say presence intimidation, I see presence.
So if you're not trained in intimidation, you still can intimidate, but you just roll your presence skill.
Okay.
You probably
I thought
only
I
have
saw
like
it on
two.
here.
Yeah.
Presence. Presence is 45. Advantage is 1. Total 50.
Okay.
And I got 57.
Okay. All right. So, they kind of look at you and they're like, why should we move for you, sister? I mean, God bless the emperor and all, but what business you have in our shop?
We called ahead, and we were treated rather rudely. So please get out of the way.
You
And I'll put my hand sort of on the hilt of my
of your
my
chainsword.
sword.
Okay.
We don't want anyone hurt here.
Because we don't either. And what's everyone else doing?
I think I've just walked up behind the sister. I've got my, the las gun is over my shoulder, and I've got my hand on the las pistol.
Mm-hmm.
We were sent to speak to somebody named Rats.
Goes, I see. He's like going, there's no rats here.
We can see him through the window.
Okay. And when you say that, you see him making a move for his pistol.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm not exactly sure what this thing does, but I'm just going to bring it down.
It is a chainsaw. It is a chainsaw. Okay. So if you're going to swing at him, give me a melee one-handed. I think that's a one-handed weapon. Yep,
And it will say under your weapons listing.
Yep, it is a melee one-handed weapon.
No, it's
And
been nice to be in this game, but I just rolled a 99.
Okay.
Oh, I chopped my own arm.
Okay, that is a fumble. So okay, all right. Roll a d10 to see what happened on the fumble there.
I dropped the sword on my foot. A 5.
A 5. So as you swing, because I didn't succeed on my hit, so he didn't hit you back either. So he kind of steps back, and you overextend yourself, and you feel your ankle kind of twist. Not to where it breaks, but when you probably tore a ligament or something right there in the ankle and all.
I'll try to pretend like nothing's happened.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't show weakness, but holy fuck.
Yeah.
And then I'll stand there just with the sword pointed at him, so that maybe I can turn it back into an intimidation.
All right. Before that, we will let the others go there. So, Kali? Kali? Kali.
Yeah, I think Kali. I don't know. Because there is obviously some sort of organization here that's lying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to draw as much attention as a las pistol would, so I'm just gonna whip my sword out and swing for his weapon arm while saying it's not good to lie to the Inquisition.
All right, excellent. Okay, yep.
So that's
Nobody expects it.
It's only a 45, but I rolled a 29. So that's
nice. I got +4 on my success levels to defend.
all right. So I have +2 only.
Okay. So
Is
he
that
won.
right? It's
Yep.
29 and 45. That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So that's +2. Yep. So he's got his pistol up, and as you swing, he kind of deflects the sword a little bit, but he doesn't hit you back because I didn't roll crit on that. Okay. Lucas.
I think I'll have my hand on my las pistol, but I think I've got two people that are significantly better at fighting than me between me and them. So that's the last resort.
All right, and then KCM.
I think I'm kind of like Wilkes. I was kind of ambivalent about them cutting the guy's leg off, but now that they're fighting, I'm turned against them because we are on a mission from the Omnisaya. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let the warriors handle this one.
Okay, and then Eilon, what you see the guy that would kind of duck down. You see him stands up, and he's got a leg in his hand, and you see him running for the back exit.
Okay. I think still wanting to have someone to answer questions, I'm going to try to blow the back of his knee out.
Okay, all right. He still doesn't know where doesn't see you, so you still get a shoot with advantage. He just kind of knows the direction.
Yeah. That is a 47 on a 50.
Okay. That is a hit then. And how many wounds did that do? That plus one?
8 plus, yeah, 8 plus
Yep.
1.
Okay, so 9. So you hit him. You see his leg kind of crumple, but he's still kind of limping forward. But you significantly slowed him down as with that shot. Okay.
Do I have a fast action or something like just
Fast actions are kind of like
or a move action? I want to drop down. I want to drop down in there.
Oh, no problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got to drop down onto the roof of the building or something like that. I'm just trying to get a picture of where you're dropping down to.
I'm wanting to get in the building.
Okay.
So
kind of like there, so you can maybe hop through the window or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. The two guards there. Since you guys both swing at and miss, they're starting to feel a little confident about themselves. They're gonna swing back at you. So on their pistol, they've got like a knife, sort of like a bayonet, but it's not a rifle, so it's not. So they're gonna take a swing at you, sister. You want to fight back or dodge?
I will fight back.
All right. Ooh, I got a -3.
And I just rolled the same as melee.
Yep.
Oh, I want new dice. I rolled a 99 again. There's something wrong.
Oh my God. Okay. So
I'm going to roll these. I'm going to roll these 2 dice instead. Yeah.
Okay.
Three's better. I don't know. That's GM's judgment.
Yeah. We'll say just so we can see how people get hurt in this. With the 99, that's -4. I got -3, so that is a win. And so I do hit you, and I cut you across your arm for 4 points. Your left arm.
That's not my good arm. So.
No.
Where do I record damage?
So you've got wounds there. It's about 2/3 of the way down. Yep. Now, your robes do provide 1 point of armor, so you get to reduce the damage by 1.
Okay. So you said 4 or 3 then?
Yeah, you took 4, so you take 3 as he kind of cut your arm. And in this game, wounds like that, unless they're critical wounds, they're just more like scratches and all that, not anything that's severely breaks bones or anything.
Yeah, right on this. Okay.
All right. The other one's going to swing at Callie.
Understandably.
You want to fight back or dodge?
I'm going to try to parry.
Okay.
Yeah, parry. And I'm using the sword skill, not the melee skill, I'm assuming.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
27 is another, that's a +2.
+2. I got a +1, so you did successfully parry his swing away. Okay.
All right.
As a
But that doesn't do him any damage.
Nope. As a defender, you have to roll a critical to damage in, unless there are talents you can buy, but none of you have those talents that allow you to do it. Okay. All right. Top of the round, sister.
Well, I don't give up, so
I don't blame you.
I will once again swing.
Okay. Hopefully you can.
Fucking way.
99?
92.
92.
And this is with the other set of dice.
Maybe you should spend a fate.
Tell you something.
Yeah, you can spend a fate to re-roll it.
I'll spend a fate to reroll.
I got a -1, just so you know.
Okay, that's a little better. It's still not a success, but
That's
it's got a 61.
61, which is a -1.
Yeah.
And I got a -1 also, but your skill is better than mine, so it is a hit.
Okay.
Because in opposed rolls, you you hit him in the head.
With my chainsword.
Yep. Now it's just a graze because you have no SL, so just 5 points. Maybe you kind of come across there and like hit his ear with a chainsaw.
Okay.
So it's bleeding, but he's not. You didn't hit bone. He still didn't like. Yeah, didn't like
it. He did
it.
damage to me, so I did damage to him.
Yeah, he did. Ah!
The God Emperor has failed me.
Oh, what?
299s in a row.
Yeah, that was rough.
Too.
Callie.
Yeah, well, that's there's nothing like the bright splay of someone's ear coming off to distract an opponent.
Yeah.
So I'm sword whacking.
Ooh, I rolled bad.
Oh, and I rolled a 13, which is a success of 3 over 45.
Yep.
Yep.
And I got -2, so your overall success level is 5 because it's the difference between it. So.
And the sword damage is 5 plus the SL, so that's 10.
Yep.
I think
So
he
10.
might be one-handed.
Yeah. You 13. You hit him in the right arm. Yeah, and you hit. It is a critical, and so yeah, you hit him and like you break his arm, and he kind of drops to the ground. He's kind of huddling before you. Wilkes.
Can we go in now? Yeah, sorry.
The other guy, when he sees that, he gets a little nervous, and then he goes, "Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa!" I mean, why didn't you say you had an appointment?
We did.
Oh, I'm sorry, sister. I just must have misunderstood it. I'll put my gun away. You understand? Sometimes there are some people here that imitate sisters. Yeah.
Well, you understand now.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Go on in. Okay. All right. So, Eidolon, were you going to go in through the window there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think I was just on that path, so I just keep going.
All right. So yeah, you kind of crawl in there. The guy that you shot in the leg, he's not making it very far because each time he steps on his left leg, you see him wince pretty bad as like you kind of blasted it well. And when you come in, he sees you and he drops the leg he's carrying, and he starts to try and get away from you even faster, but it's comically slow.
Yeah.
Witness the weakness of flesh.
Exactly.
I mean, I think I'm just gonna go up and like kick him in the back of the knee that I shot just to get him on the ground.
You don't even have to make a roll for
Okay.
that. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
And then about that time, I assume the other other folks come in.
Yeah, and I kind of back away towards the corner. I've done my part here.
Oh, the guy on the table, he kind of looks over and he's like going, "Well, I'd say it's my lucky day, but I don't feel real lucky right now."
Nor do I. I'm going to go sit down.
Hmm.
I hurt my ankle.
Oh,
Rub my ankle.
yeah.
Don't rub it in, sister. I look over at his ankle 20 feet away on the floor.
Now, when you kind of come in there, and Cassium, you don't even have to make you would recognize this immediately. That leg is a mechanical leg that they removed.
Okay, yeah. But also, I can try to treat Sister Helza's wounds.
Yep, you could.
So why don't I try to do that? if
Right here
Sister
above the
Helza is
ankle.
willing.
I twisted it as I swung my sword. That's why I missed.
I could just replace it for you. We could cut it off right now.
No.
We are conveniently in the chop shop.
Just
All right.
rub it here. It'll
do
get
what I
better.
can.
It's not broken.
At some point, you
bless
might
you.
want to get a better one, like a pneumatic one or something.
Leo, why did they want your leg?
He goes, I don't know. They just grabbed me. My pants got caught on something. They pulled up, and when I was loosening it, getting it off of the what they got snagged on, I got hit in the back of the head. Next thing I know, I wake up and I'm strapped to this table. Oh, why don't you ask that piece of shit over there? He's the one that was cutting me.
Calibus, they said that, did they say they wanted something he knew, or they just wanted something from him? When you first voxed.
Albus.
Oh, that poor Cassium. He's
Oh, sorry.
Probably.
I was reading up on the medical rules. Please say it again.
I'm trying to remember when you first called and spoke to the fellow who's, I assume that's his body, the headless fellow there. When you first called and he was rude, did he say that he wanted something from Leo Rats, or that they wanted some information from Leo Rats?
He said he was busy. That's all he said, as I recall.
Obviously, they wanted something from him. I wonder why they
Well,
wanted.
the question is, are they just selling limbs, or does Leo know something that they want to know? I guess I'll go and kick the guy in the bloody leg and ask him.
He's like, stop kicking me. God, I'm already down.
So what do you sell legs, or did Leo know something you wanted to know?
No. We just we need the parts and stuff. Your friend over there, he'd be worth a lot.
You see. Well, apparently you're going to be your own customer now, because I don't think that leg's going to get any better. And I'll give it another kick for good measure.
He's like, it'll heal. The Seraph will heal it.
Do you bring the body parts to the Seraph?
Because the Seraph, she'll take care of us all.
Is this some sort of heresy you speak, man?
No, most certainly not. The Seraph is just another icon of the Emperor.
Uh-huh.
Is there a bullshit detector skill? I can't remember in this.
There is. That is intuition. Intuition human if you have the specialty.
I've got people. Is
Okay,
that the
yep.
same thing?
Yeah.
Right. Give that a try. No.
Okay.
I'm rolling intuition from the shadows.
Okay. All right.
All right, I got 45 total. 17. Read that wrong.
Okay. How many success levels is that?
That is, so let's see, 17 against 45, 3.
3. Okay. Yeah. He believes what he's saying.
Well, okay. I was ready to shoot him again, but
Given that Leo's leg is mechanical, is it reattachable? I'm gonna take the leg back over to the table where Leo is presumably sitting up and rubbing his wrists.
Mm-hmm.
Assume that we've released him.
Oh yeah. You know, he sits up and I mean, Cassium would definitely know that leg can be reattached and all. It's a good leg.
I could probably do it for you right now.
He goes, hey, you see, when you say that, you see a little sweat on him and all. He's like going, you think you could knock me out before you did it? Last time it hurt
Pain is
really,
part of the
really bad.
process. Yes.
Punch in the face is going to be
Yes.
just as painful.
It will have to interface with your nervous system, so it will require me to insert a probe through your spinal cord.
Yeah, I think the probe's still there. I mean, they just cut it off. It's like going, but got a leather strap to bite on.
I have a leather strap here.
I like your spirit.
Oh yeah, kind of puts it in there, and I like this. All right, Cassium. To attach that on there. Do you have any tech skills?
So this is tech. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm actually a 55. Oh, no, I'm a specialization, so I have a 60.
Nice. Yeah, tech engineering. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you've done this before. I'm going to give you a plus 20 even.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I got a 39. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Nice. Yeah. I
5
mean,
levels.
yeah, you did really well. I mean, it's still pretty horrific to watch. The Adeptus Mechanicus is not known for their gentle ways. Leo kind of shits himself in pain, but once you're done, the leg works perfect. He did a good job. Thank you, Cassian. It works.
Welcome, my friend.
Now then,
Transformed.
we've dallied around for a bit, but the Inquisition sent us here because someone had survived the explosion.
Oh, you're talking at the refinery.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'd heard about that. It's all the buzz. They're saying it's proof that the Emperor is blessing us, and that soon we'll be lifted up out of our misery.
Who said that?
Oh, well, let me get their names here so I don't give you the wrong one. He's like, well, of course the cathedrams they're all talking about it. The preachers of the Blazing Seraph, they're talking about how we've discovered a new saint.
Do we have an address for this new saint, or even a name?
I haven't heard the name of the saint. I mean, I assumed he'd be at the cathedral of the Ration Benefice. That's where all the poor go, and they hand out alms, hand out food to people that can no longer work. Finest corpse starch possible.
Yummy.
This Burning Seraph we keep hearing about. New avatar?
I haven't seen him, but from what I understand, that he is quite the wonder.
Where is he seen?
He's been seen moving around down in the near all the factories and all, blessing the workers.
I'm sent to investigate that, but maybe we should investigate that. Continue to investigate this. How might we find out where this new saint is?
Oh, I could tell you where the cathedral is. It's and he gives you some directions, or a little of Byzantine, but you have like box recorders, so you can get down and all. It's a couple levels down.
Well.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. He goes, but he's like, were you needing to say anything to that guy? I'd like to get a little payback.
I think we're done with him.
Hmm.
I
Well,
imagine you
sorry.
can
We're going to expose him as a heretic and then vaporize him.
Oh, well, he doesn't need his hands to be exposed as a heretic.
True.
Well, he kind of bends down. He goes, "Man, this leg's, I think it's better than it was before." Lifts the guy up, puts him down. The guy starts yelling. He's like, "No, no, 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 no!"
Yes.
Of course, it's better
Well,
than it was.
as the holy books say, vengeance is yours. Go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he cuts his hands off.
Are they mechanical hands?
No,
I wonder what he's going to do with them.
he just throws him. He doesn't care. He's mainly wanting to torture him. Yeah.
It's going to be much harder to operate that saw without hands. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's much better. Well, I feel better. You were saying the
Inquisition sent us to you.
yeah. He's like, I appreciate if you didn't advertise that around too much. Oh. Can we purify this guy because he heard it?
I'll say we don't normally advertise ourselves as the Inquisition, maybe shooting Cassium a quick glance, but
I find it opens doors quicker.
but gets guns put in your face quicker too.
Yeah, the sword took a minute, but we got in.
I rest my case.
Well, I'm not sure that's a good plan at the cathedral, but I guess we'll go there and see what we see.
Noted. You're in charge of security then.
Right. He's like, "Oh, I'll show you the way." And he's like, "Sister, will you cleanse this man of his heresy? I see you have the flamer."
As you, of course. And I'll. Oh, yeah, this thing.
Yeah. All right.
Holly,
You
would
guys
you
were-
lead the way? I'm a little sore.
Oh, of course, of course. You guys were headed to the cathedral.
It's like a reasonable first stop.
Okay. Let me scroll down to there. All right. Okay. So it takes you a little bit of time. You hop on a mag train that kind of quickly move you through. It is, of course, quite packed in there. It's almost like if you went to Oktoberfest, how they're just kind of pushing you into there so they get the door shut. But you ride around and you get to this large cathedral. It's definitely the largest building down in this level. There's, of course, an iconography of the emperor. There's a statue of the emperor on the outside. You see a lot of workers. Lots of them look like they have had industrial accidents and all. So typically what you would expect to see down in this part of it. But everyone seems like they're being a good imperial citizens and showing up for their daily prayers and sermons for to learn about how amazing the emperor is. Okay. So he looks up. He's like, "Well," he's like, here we are." And he goes, and you see some cathedral workers are outside. They've got bread and water that they're giving to some of the poor people and all, and looks like they're actually taking care of them.
I wonder
Hey,
how
man.
this is organized.
Oh, I imagine from an overarching perspective, they would fall under the Adeptus Ministorum, which is outside of my purview. But do I know? This would be more of a law question. Do I know how they receive their funds or how they administratively operate?
You're 100% right. That'd be a lore, which is a skill.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, give me a lore roll.
I could assist with that probably if it's possible.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Give yourself a +1 SL on that already.
Then I will have a +1
All
or 1 SL.
right. So the how they're funded, they're part of the tithes now. Also the church also manufactures and makes money, but with the +1, you've heard of churches that help out the poor, but they are definitely the exception, not the rule.
It's
But
like, why do you need help?
you've got to feed your workhorses to make them work.
Yeah, but
Otherwise,
the
you have to
work is
replace.
the kind of divine task set down by the emperor. It's what keeps the machine of humanity running.
But if you can get 3 years out of them, or you don't feed them, you can't get 3 weeks out of them. So feed them and they work.
If they
Your
work, why are
metaphors
they
must
so
be hard.
poor?
Well, you don't need luxuries. You just need food and a place to sleep. They could sleep on the ground.
Do the officiants who are handing out supplies, do they have special garb?
Uh, No, I mean they've got like the ministerium's icon on in there, but they're wearing just a simple robe.
Mm.
And as you are kind of doing that, one of them looks up and they're like going, are you here to worship?"
We worship every day.
Of course, as do we.
We were hoping to meet the new saint.
You've heard of the saint. Unfortunately, they are not here right now, but if you get lucky, maybe they will make an appearance.
When might we expect them to make an appearance?
Oh, the Seraph, he only appears when the Emperor wills it, of course, and I am not one to question when the Emperor wills it.
Of course.
Brother, tell me what you know of the Burning Seraph.
The Burning Seraph. He cares. He cares for the downtrodden, the ones that would have been cast off because they're injured and no longer able to work. He takes care of them. He does. He kind of stops when he looks at Cassium. The wounds are okay. There's no need to replace the parts.
We shall see.
A healer, then.
No, not a healer. Just someone that believes that all human life has value.
Mm.
And
Interesting.
Is the bullshit detector going on here?
Okay.
Maybe there's,
Okay, yeah, give me another one.
So what is the bullshit detector again?
hey,
It's intuition.
that'll be 1 SL.
Okay. No, this is a true believer.
Okay.
I got 3 SL. Is that
Huh?
more convincing?
She truly believes it. You can, with that, you can tell that she's kind of easing away from Cassium. She doesn't like to be around part of the machine cult. They bother her. Like,
Makes me a little uncomfortable too, but he's very handy.
Mhm.
Uh, so, were you? We heard tell of your Seraph emerging from an explosion at an acid
Oh.
refinery.
Oh, the proof of his sainthood. Yes, 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 he did. It was a terrible shame, but the scarred hands, they're extremely dangerous, heretical gang, and they blew that place up in an attempt to wipe out the Burning Seraph, of course. You can't trust an infractionist.
So
They've
this
tried
was
to.
sabotage from a cult?
Oh, it had to be. Why, surely the emperor would not have us work in an unsafe factory.
Sorry, Wilkes?
They must have known about his existence before the church did then, if they tried to effectively assassinate him before he had revealed himself, correct?
Uh, well, he had revealed himself to a chosen few, and maybe someone in their passion and zeal and told their family, who unfortunately made the poor choice to let someone. I don't know how they would have known about it, but you can't trust them. You can't trust them.
So who do you know who this inner circle, this group of close disciples might be?
Oh, well, of course, the Archdeacon Artosi. He has personally spoke with the Burning Seraph.
Hmm.
And where might we find him?
Oh, he is leading the investigation into the miracle. Last I'd heard, he was at the site of it, collecting evidence and proof. There's many triplicate forms we must fill out with the administratum to get this officially sanctioned saint.
What
Mhm.
is the site of the miracle?
Oh,
Acid refinery Delta
oh,
64.
oh, yes, yes, yes. See, you've even heard of it. You see how the emperor's miracle spreads quickly. That's how you convert the unbelievers. It doesn't always have to be, forgive me, sister, by the flame.
Well, comrades, do we go then to this the acid refinery, or do we just
That
wait
is,
around to see if the saint appears?
I think it might be helpful to speak to the Archdeacon before we meet the Seraph. It's himself. Herself?
I mean, it's hard to say what gender a saint would be, but we prefer to say he.
If they
think
have
we
We
gender
heard
at all.
reference that it was. This is more of a me thinking than a vocalized thing. Hadn't we heard that they were referred to as a she?
That's what the fellow with who got leg shot said, if I
Well, I
recall.
also thought that he said he.
Yeah. If I said she, that was me making a mistake.
Might just be that angelic beings like this sort of defy.
Well, yeah. What's gender?
Exactly.
Well,
When you
if it
speaking of
becomes
the
fluid
divine.
like that, that's very chaos.
Very good. Mhm. He's like on. We will be having a sermon here shortly. If you would like to join.
How shortly?
Oh, in the next 30 or 40 minutes, and it is a shorter sermon, only a few hours long.
I think Archdeacon
We have
sort of
business.
calling.
Ah, I understand. It's like going. Well, may the emperor be with you.
Once we're out of earshot from the ecclesiastics, yeah, I think we should probably make haste and get over there quick, because if he's gathering evidence, that could also be interpreted as destroying it, removing it, or doctoring it to meet their purposes.
Are you suggesting that the archdeacon would do anything corruptible or?
No, I'm just making sure he
I,
doesn't have the chance to, so that we can catch him doing what he's actually doing.
I mean, if the Inquisition sent us, sister, then he's not acting on the behalf of the Inquisition. So I
Flesh
think
is always corruptible.
we need to, yeah, be
as
on
are the
site.
masses as well. Because this strikes me very much like if this thing is appearing to the most weak and the vulnerable, the weak and the wounded, that this is prime territory to sow discord and sow seeds of corruption and temptation.
I
Well,
didn't like that whole lifted out of our misery talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
They belong down
we
here after all.
we must be sure before we make any accusation. Otherwise, we are treading on blasphemous, a very dangerous blasphemous area. I'll kill you all if I think that that's what you're after. So, with respect, we will speak to the Archdeacon.
Yeah, we're here to gather facts.
Yes. Not to accuse.
Okay.
Off,
All right.
off we go to the acid dispensary, refinery.
All right. You travel through some overcrowded habitats, neighborhoods and all, and the stench of millions of barely washed bodies, they start kind of that acridness and all starts kind of getting into your nozzles. Cassium, you're fine because of course you've replaced your lungs and with better lungs, machine lungs, so you're doing fine. Once you get there, you see a vast open area that was obviously there used to be a building there because there's this mountain of rubble that's all piled up. But in the middle of it, there's a perfectly preserved like circle uh, of it, and you see there's some priests walking around. They've got their incense burners and they're chatting, they're chanting. And you can also see coming out of it, there's this slight glow in the area where where there is no damage at all. The floor is still there and everything.
Holy spot.
Yeah. The building next to it is a large Adeptus Mechanicus factory also, and you can see on top of that a servitor, essentially a android that kind of walks back and forth. Every once in a while it stops and it looks down at where the refinery used to be. And there are police here. The vigilantes are they've got a cordon there, and they keeping the crowd out of the rubble.
Is there anyone that looks like they're wearing the robes of the Ecclesiastes?
Yep, the people that's inside the building swinging their incense and all, they look like the ecclesiastic.
Is there any one in particular looks like they've got more robes of office or any other symbology, basically looking for the head honcho?
Yep. You can see one there. He's kind of got a book out and he's going through his rites.
There.
Exactly
Let me
gathering
approach.
evidence, is he?
So as you approach, you see a cop, the cop kind of at the entrance to the cordon and stuff. He keeps pushing this one worker back, and the worker keeps going, all we want to know is who was there. I want to know if my son was in the building when it exploded. That's all I want. Just give me the roster. And the cop just kind of pushes him back. He's like, he'll be released when the ministratum is ready to release it. He's like, if you come at me one more time, I'll break your nose. And of course, the guy comes at him one more time, and the cop, he hits him with a electrified billy club right into and the guy's nose just kind of bursts out. He falls backwards, and he's like going, anyone else want some? You need to respect.
Well, Mr. Tennerin, how do we proceed here?
I think the sister should and perhaps our administrative fellow should speak to the clergy. I think you might want to talk to the watchful fellow next door. You seem to have some things in common. I'm perfectly happy to stand around out here until somebody needs some kneecapping.
I want to find a nice little vantage point that's where I can kind of keep an eye on everything.
Okay. Mhm.
That's not
Someone
really
mentioned the
easily seen.
administratum, so I'm tempted to go over there and flex some bureaucratic muscle.
Okay. All right. I believe, sister, you were approaching.
I'll approach, and since I'm a nun,
Mm-hmm.
or a yeah,
Yeah. This is
I'll just look like I belong there.
okay.
Try to walk past.
All righty. That is a. Give me a. Oh, dang it. I missed this spot there. Okay. Just give me either. Since you're just kind of walking by there, just give me a discipline composure or a rapport, or one of your rapport tests.
What's a report? Oh, I see report.
Yeah.
Discipline, composure, discipline, 50. 27,
Nice.
50.
Oh, since you're able to maintain that, hey, I'm supposed to be here, and he kind of looks at you and he's like, sister.
And I'll walk past.
Okay. Problem at all. And Wilkes,
And
what were you doing?
I assume that I probably know precisely what they are doing.
Yeah,
Church.
they're essentially looking to see if they want to sanctify the spot. So a miracle happened here. Okay. And Wilkes, what were you doing?
Well, someone mentioned administratum, so I'm going to head over to Mr. Break His Nose and have a chat with him.
The guy that had his nose broke, or the guy that broke that hit him?
The guy that broke.
Okay, the cop.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So if I heard you right there, sir, you said that you're waiting for the administratum to release information?
Yes, we are. You know, sometimes these things take a while and all. We're waiting on the data slate to get released and all and approved.
I'll whip out my data slate, and is there a bureaucratic type role that I can do to make this go quicker?
Okay. So you're trying to hey, that's been I got what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a data delver, so I think because I get an advantage on tests to make and find, retrieve information from a document or archive.
Okay. So when you whip that out, he kind of looks and he's like going, he's like, I don't have the list there. The list, it was it's currently being worked by the administratum. He's like, hey, let me get you the person's name that is working it. It's at the data mill district. Scribus Jorgensen was the one that was in charge of the list.
Oh, is it a name I recognize, or is he just one of the many masses that works in the machine?
Why don't you just kind of give me just give me a roll. I'll say you have a 10% chance to know it, which is probably better than you really would, but we'll
25, so close,
No.
but not quite.
Just another gear in the cog in the gear. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But you do know where the data mill district is.
Mhm.
Not any issue. Okay.
Gotcha. Well, I'll let him know. I will see if I can speed the wheels of the machine turning, being as I'm also from the Adeptus Administorum.
Excellent. He's like, sooner you can, so I can give this rabble what they need, and so we can assign them to new work. Since apparently,
and stop you having to waste some effort breaking more noses. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I've got more important things to do than this.
Yeah. I'm not sure how the Vox thing works. Is that something I can call them directly on?
So the Vox will give you, if you want to call the data mill there.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could call it on that. Hmm.
I will. I have
Yeah.
someone who I have a name, so I will give him a call.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a second.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, so we'll go to the sister. So you've gotten it inside the cordon, and the other ecclesiastic they look up when you come in, and they're like going, sister, it's good to see you. It's the archdeacon. He thinks that this could be a real miracle. I never thought I would see a sight of it.
That's wonderful. I'm just here. I need to wait until the Archdeacon has a moment of availability. I see he's praying at the moment. So
That he is.
I
That
will
he
just
is.
respectfully wait here until he's ready.
Okay. Give me, while you're kind of sitting there waiting, give me an awareness sight.
See, what's my awareness? My awareness is 40, so I got to 20.
Okay. Nice. So as you're sitting there, the archdeacon, he's kind of praying. You see laying inside the perfect circle, uh, a mechanical arm on the ground.
That's interesting. What, can I think of any reason why there would be a mechanical arm on the ground?
Um,
A relic of the Holy Saint?
Could be. Just looking at it though, it looks like any other mechanical arm that someone would have had installed on them.
So I don't have any actual lore in my head to draw on,
Hmm.
but in Christian mythology, the bones of a saint are holy and carry the
Yes.
power of the saint. But they're also human
Hmm.
bones. They're not mechanical.
No. So lore-wise, the ecclesiarchy and the machine cult do not get along. The ecclesiarchy is positive that the machine god is heresy, and the machine cult believes that the ecclesiarchy is just trying to expand their power by trying to take over there. So
My
yeah,
opinion would be that the whole machine god that Cassium is into is just nonsense.
yeah. But the emperor signed off on it 20,000 years ago, and so you tolerate it.
Yeah, it's a tolerance thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really baffled as to why the machine arm is there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to prospectively wait.
Okay. All right. And Cassium, where were you headed to?
You said there was a Adeptus Mechanicus, I don't know, shrine, or what kind of building did you say?
A factory, which essentially is their church.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to wander over there and greet the person I saw
Yeah.
patrolling.
Okay. So they're up on the roof. They're just kind of walking back and forth. And you would know, being there, that they're a servitor. They're essentially a lobotomized body that they've
Okay.
attached parts to and stuff. So they're
Can
they have,
can I interact with it in any way? Can
oh,
I
it,
get
it'd follow your orders and stuff if you could get to it. Yeah. Mhm.
what? Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
like several stories up. The only reason you were able to recognize it because you're used to being around seeing these mechanical abominations.
All right. Well, I'll just go inside and see who I find.
Okay, but you approach because you are part of the machine cult, the electrified fence. It turns off when you come in, and there's some other servitors sitting there. You recognize them as gun servitors. They have like essentially minute guns on both where their arms would be. And as you come in, you're greeted by a guy that is definitely more machine than man. He has greet you, and I'm not going to do a machine voice, but essentially, I am Artisan Helan Epsilon Vorn. It's like, welcome, fellow brother.
Welcome, thank you, brother.
Goes, what can we do for you?
I was wondering if anyone here was witness to the so-called miracle they are describing.
Miracle. Are you talking about the factory exploding over there?
Yes.
Yes, that's because they wouldn't allow us to work on their machines. We would have, of course, made sure they worked properly.
Yes. I noticed that you had a servitor patrolling above, and I wonder if you have the recording from its.
Oh, of course, of course. He's like, come in and we will download that for you.
Wonderful.
So when you come in, of course, there's just machinery everywhere working on it. People are making augmentics and stuff, because part of the planet's tithe is augmentics to be sent out to all the soldiers that get their arms and legs blown off fighting for the Imperium and all. So
a beautiful harmony, is it not, brother?
it is. It is. It'd be much more efficient if they would just allow us to replace their limbs before they headed out. But of course, some people think that is not appropriate. One day they will learn that the flesh is weak and that it is better to be a metal.
Not everybody is ready to embrace Adeptus Mechanicus yet.
It makes me sad and stuff. Oh, you guys talk some more about how awesome replacing body parts is, and and so he get there and he walks up to the servitor. He gets out essentially like a USB, he downloads it and he hands it over to you. He's like going, here you go, brother.
Thank you, brother. I will put in a good word for you with the Inquisitor.
I appreciate that, but a good word for us would be just to keep them away.
Fair enough.
Like, may the Omnissiah watch over you.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
All right. And then I will go rejoin my fellow investigators.
Okay.
What do we call each other?
Acolytes.
Acolytes.
Okay. All right. Kali and Eidolon, you guys were kind of just watching the crowd and all?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching the crowd. If I could like maybe get up a level, where,
Oh, yeah.
watching the crowd, but also kind of watching. Well, no, I guess just mostly the crowd. See if
Okay.
anybody looks suspicious or, out
Okay.
of place here.
Sure. That sounds like a good. I'll let you pick. You can either do an awareness sight or an intuition, people, human. I can't remember which the specialization is.
Well, I don't think I have a specialization, and those are
Okay.
both the same. So
Okay.
we'll say awareness.
Okay.
That is a 10.
A 10. All right.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of watching, you do see what you start noticing. There's a lot of people moving around who have their hands are scarred, and not at first it's not that big of a deal, but then after a while, you start noticing a pattern in the scarring. Like, how many times could several people get injured the exact same way and have the same scar pattern on their hands?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Callie?
Yeah, I was sort of happy to be on the periphery watching to see who I needed to shoot next, but as all these people get chatty and I bore, I'm gonna go find the aggrieved parent and ask him about the event.
Okay. Scroll up there. All right. So he looks up to you and he sees you and he gets up and he's like going, are you kind of like somewhat, how veterans will somewhat identify themselves as veterans of the military and all? Are you kind of dressed
Yeah.
that way?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got the tattered insignia, and
yeah.
I also like I'll offer him some alcohol-soaked gauze or something from my pack for his bashed face.
Uh, he takes it. He goes, "Oh, thank you." He's like going, Talon's the name.
Helen, Tannerin, 63rd. Um, so
They,
you don't know whether your son was in the explosion or not?
yeah, I can, yeah. He was he was working at the refinery and stuff, but he'd been wanting to pull extra shifts. He wanted to help out the emperor, of course, and all. And I couldn't remember if it was this was one of his extra shifts. If he'd just been working his normal shift, he wouldn't have been there. I know that, but he hasn't. I haven't seen him since the explosion and all.
I understand your concern. So you haven't heard anything specific about what caused the explosion or what happened?
He goes, kind of looks around and he goes, "It's those machine men over there. They were always trying to, take over the refinery. I'm sure someone went over there and sabotaged it. You can't trust people that willingly replace their body parts."
It's interesting. This is not the first theory of sabotage that I've heard, but it seems like there's not. Um, I'm curious if we'll ever find out the truth. There are a lot of other agitated workers here. Is that because other people's relatives are missing?
Yes, yeah, yeah, and those bastards, those bastard cops, they won't tell us. All I want is to know, but they just fall back on paperwork and bureaucracy. You can't trust the administratorium. God damn them. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Emperor be praised and all.
Emperor. Yeah, if the emperor was here, he'd straighten it out.
Indeed. I've come with a few fellows. Perhaps we'll have some answers soon. We have uh, we have a mission. Have you heard about this figure, the Seraph?
Oh, the blazing seraph. Yes, 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 yes. Ever since he arrived, he's talked to the ecclesiarch. He must have because they've started to care for the poor and all, trying to lift us up and all. Try. I think it's a wonderful interpretation of the emperor's guiding light.
So you think the Emperor is instituting a new age, and that's why he's sent this Seraph here to lift up the lower?
It's the only reasonable explanation. Well, no one else would have worried about us. All they want us to do is breed, make more workers, so we can keep the factories going. But the emperor, he cares. The emperor cares, and if he found out what they were doing here, he would put a stop to it.
But the Emperor knows all, surely.
He does, but he's also, and you kind of see he got him almost like in this paradox there, where he's like, yes, he does, but maybe suffering was part of it. How someone when they start getting caught in that, they start stumbling over their words.
Yes, don't worry, friend. Well, it might be best, given that the instruments of authority here aren't helpful, if you wait for your son at home. If we can disperse this crowd, then maybe we can lower the tension and simplify things. Do you
Yeah.
know what the priests are doing in there?
He goes, I haven't seen it before. I what the rumor is that they're consecrating the ground. It's going to be a new holy site.
Yeah, it's very, yeah.
As well. Like, but I don't know. And thank you for the
Yeah,
alcohol. It burned a little, but it helped.
you'll want to keep that clean.
Yeah.
Um, keep your nose clean in general.
Oh, yes, of course. But we'll see how it goes. I've got to go work in the refinery, the Promethium gas refinery.
Hmm, important work. The Emperor
Indeed,
needs you.
indeed. The ships don't fly on anything but that.
Godspeed, worker,
Yes. May the Emperor watch over you.
and you.
All right, sister. So the archdeacon, he kind of finishes up and he looks up at you and he's like going, sister, I do not know you. He's like going, how are you? I'm the archdeacon.
I'm well by your prayers. I came down when I heard about the miracle. I was hoping to see. I've heard so much about the blazing seraphim and this man who survived uh, an acid explosion.
Yes, it was quite a miracle. I can't explain it.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, I have some abilities in investigation. Perhaps I can help. May I ask, forgive my curiosity, what is that? That looks like a machine arm.
he goes, it is. He's like going, I don't, I, he's like going, he kind of, looks down at it. He's like, look how cleanly it was cut off and all. It's like look how it lines up with the circle perfectly.
A sign? But why would the Emperor send us a sign about the machines?
Don't you see? Look at where the hand is pointing over at that blasphemy, the machine cult's factory.
Gives me the
What
shivers to even look at it, but
yeah,
yes,
what better way than to point to guilt, but then to use their own heretical devices to highlight them with it. The emperor is quite wise.
I have so hoped to see the saint and to see the seraph. What do you think my chances are?
Oh,
I have my whole life been devoted to the
oh,
Emperor.
you are quite lucky. In 2 days, he will be appearing at my sermon at the cathedral. You should come. I can give you a closer seat, being the wonderful ecclesiastic that you are,
May the Emperor bless you.
and
And
also you.
I don't know if they kiss hands or,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I kiss his ring, but it's got,
yeah. The signet. Yeah. Um, he
uh,
thanks you.
uh, is there anything I can do to assist? You're sanctifying the ground.
We have it sanctified as much as we can. Now we must just take our evidence and start filling out the paperwork so this site can be preserved.
I'll be happy to help you.
Oh, well, we will always appreciate some assistance with that.
So I'm hoping thus
Hmm.
to see the paperwork, see all the
Yeah,
evidence, see everything.
I got you. Yep, yep. Okay.
So I become very, I don't know how, I stand back and near him, and that's
Mhm.
pretty much where I'm going to stay as long as he's
Okay.
watching everything.
Yep. Yep. So you see that now. Of course, the other sisters, they've got most of the stuff recorded on their picked their cameras that they have and all pick capturers. And He goes, "Well, we're going to head back to the cathedral, sister. If you want to join, we'll be filing this paperwork with the data mill."
I will come with you.
Excellent. All right, Wilkes, you were calling up the data mill, were you not?
Indeed.
Let me find that spot. All right. Okay, so when you call it on up, of course, the true horror. It's like calling any place now, and you go through a, computer phone tree of your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line, and but being someone that works in it, you understand the importance of all of that and how it makes it much, much more efficient, of course. So,
And it's all regulatory. Yes.
yeah, exactly. And eventually you get in there and someone that sounds like they're quite exhausted. They go, "You've reached the data mill. How may I direct your call?"
Insert the name of the
Yeah.
description.
Oh, Scribus Jorgensen. Yeah, she's working in the back and all. Let me transfer you over there. And of course, then it's another painful several minutes as you listen to some hymns praising the emperor and all. But eventually, you come on to the Vox, you hear a woman's voice. She's like, "This is Scribus Jorgensen. How may I help you?"
Hello. My name is Wilkes Garn, formerly of the Adeptus Ministorum, now working for the working collaboration with Inquisitor Halakan.
Oh, yes.
We're currently down at insert the name of the can't remember the exact
Acid
code
refinery.
yeah, the acid refinery. Blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
I understand you have an information request come through for a work roster.
Oh, yeah, yes. They filled it out, but we had to send it back. They'd filled it out in triplicate, but unfortunately, one of the forms, the period was in the wrong spot compared to the other forms, and so we had to fill it back because they, of course, got their paperwork wrong and all.
Okay, can you send that through to myself with the point of contact that you need to get this rectified from?
Uh, have you filled out the appropriate forms?
That's the point. I'm getting those forms corrected for you. I'm just expediting the matter.
Oh, yeah, yes. I'll send you the request forms immediately. She's like, "On, is this a good channel?"
Yes.
Okay. She's like, "On standby."
Mhm.
So after a bit, they show up, and to your horror, of course, that someone did put the period into the wrong spot, and they didn't fill in the little box completely when they were, no respect for the rules of paperwork.
Indeed, you see, this is why you can't trust low-level grunts. I'll ask you, if you can hold for a few seconds, I'll see if I can get them to rectify this immediately.
Oh, of course.
Great. I'll put her on hold. I will then make the changes and then fire it back.
Okay. When you fire it back, you see that the message goes through, but then you don't hear a response on the other end of the line.
Go tap, tap, tap. You still there? Confirming receipt?
Then it goes to hold music. You hear the hymns, and then it goes, "Oh, your call's very important. We're sorry. Who were you holding for there, sir?
Holding for Scrivener. Insert name.
Jorgensen?"
Yeah, Jorgensen. Yes.
She goes, "Oh, she stepped out of her office. She's like, is there something I could help you with?"
Yeah, you can get her back on the line.
"Well, she's not in her office right now."
Well, she was 10 seconds ago. I'm going to see. Can I invoke my air of authority?
Yes, you may.
So, which is a presence or rapport test.
Mm-hmm.
I have both, I believe. So, be
Okay.
presence. I'll go for rapport because it's the first one I've seen. So,
All right.
45. A fail, but I'm gonna invoke some fate to give myself a +1.
Okay. Uh, yeah, and they go, I understand. I understand, sir. She left. She left in a hurry, actually.
Then the work item that's currently on the top of her queue that she was working on, you will immediately move this to the next available scrivener now.
Of course. Yes, yes, of course, of course, of course. And she goes there and they get it and all and with using that air of authority and all, you get a message sent it back to you. All right. Okay, and so it is a roster of the people that were working at the acid refinery at all. Okay,
Mhm.
it is a massive document, as you would expect, and all, and you can give me a logic investigation.
Gotcha. I've also got Data Delver, which
Oh, okay, yeah,
basically
so,
reads
yeah,
text in half the time, etc., and advantage on tests made to retrieve information from a document.
nice. All right, yeah, that's
There we go. That was what was the initial role you said you wanted?
logic investigation.
Logic. Yeah, it's just straight logic for me then.
Okay.
Right. I don't need to swap the dice around. I rolled 27 under 45, so 2.
Ooh, all right. So going through there, you see a list of people, but what do you start noticing as it gets closer to like, present time and yes, you see that some of the names have been not just scratched out, like you can tell that the document was actually, the names were actually cut out of the document, which is, of course, horrible break of protocol and very punishable to destroy official imperial documents.
Damn straight. And is this a like an image scan, or
Yeah,
is this
it's like an
right?
image
So this
scan.
this this is a picture that's been taken of a document that has already been edited.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Are there any names left at all, or is it just
Yep.
specific names that have
There
been
are
left?
names still left on it and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. I'll turn to the cop if he's still there.
Of course.
Like, do I have your permission to address the crowd? I've got the information you require.
If it'll get these people out of here, of course.
All right. Loudly clap, holler, however, to get people's
Hmm.
attention. My intention is to say I've got this list that has come through for the administratum. Please raise your hands if you're looking for names, and then lower your hands when your information that you require has been read out, and then please disperse. My idea is to then go down the list and see who's got a hand left up by the time that I'm finished. So that gives me an idea of people that might be able to give me a feed into where this missing gap is. What names
Gotcha.
are left on.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So as you go through that, you see the people that still have their hands up. They're of an older generation. So, people looking for their offspring and all, not
Mhm.
people looking for their loved ones and all.
And it's all looking for the kids, essentially.
Yep.
Mm. Okay, I will take their details under the proviso that I'm going to ask for more information to be sent back from archive, but for whatever reason that their names aren't appearing on the list, and I'm going to get the details directly from the horse's mouth.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get the people's names that they were looking for and all. Were you looking for anything else on that? I want to make sure.
Anything they can give me that basically would help to fill that gap to say
Okay.
either names, ages, genders,
Mhm.
the lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They're able to get you all that stuff and all. Um, and the only pattern you recognize is that, they're all probably teenager at most 20 years old.
Okay.
Hmm.
And with that gives me kind of the column width of the data sets.
Hmm.
Looking at the scans, can I work out roughly how many entries are missing and then how many I've got, and seeing if there's a difference between the two?
Yes, you could. Yeah, you had a good roll. And it looks like the data missing and they match up. Right.
Okay, so I've got essentially the names
Yeah.
of the people that were omitted.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There you go. Cool.
Great stuff.
All
So,
right.
from my vantage point of the hands, when they all get raised and stay up, what's the percentage of them with the scarring?
15-20% and all. Give me it's kind of like intelligence, but I want to give me a logic and like logic evaluation if you have that specialty, or just logic for that.
So specialty is under specialization, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't have that. So I just
All right.
going on logic. That is a 65 over. Yeah, no, that's not a success.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you get.
Okay.
All right. All right. I think we'll hop to Cassium. So you were exiting the machine cult's building.
Yeah, before I do though, I'm going to ask him if anyone at the building actually saw the event, actually witnessed the event.
All we have is the video from the servitor, which is of course better than man's memory
Of course,
to actually capture
memory
it.
is corruptible and weak.
Exactly.
This represents truth. Okay, yeah, then I will. What have you watched it?
I have. Yes. It is quite interesting and
Is
all.
there anything I should know about it?
As soon as I find it in my book, I will tell you. The roster. Where's the video? Okay. All right. Okay. So what he tells you is like going, what you'll see in there, you'll see the building explode, and then you'll see a hooded man come shuffling out of there and all. He's like going, and only stays within the machine cult. He had his legs were replaced. I fear that someone's trying to frame us.
Were his legs replaced before or after the event?
He goes, going back, they were replaced before.
So he was not fully human.
We captured him going in by going back and reviewing it, and then we after the explosion he came out, but his robe was not damaged at all.
As I suspected.
He's like going. He leans over and he's like, "I'll tell you." He's like, "It wasn't a miracle. He has some xenotechnology. He has a refractor shield, is what I believe.
Alien technology, a refractor shield, huh?
If we could get our hands on that, oh." Of course, the Inquisition must never know that we would be interested in that, because of course we would not be.
Why would we be?
Exactly. That'd be blasphemous, but
we're aligned, brother.
Yes. Excellent.
All right, I will take the recording back out to my companions.
Okay. All right. So we'll say you guys kind of gather back together there and all. The sister, she was going to fill out paperwork and all. What you see in there, they're just what they're basing it on is that, hey, people saw a person leave this explosion where everyone else was essentially vaporized. And so that's why they're calling it a miracle. Whether or not you actually feel it would be, that'd be up to you. But yeah.
Well, has anybody spoken to this person, or do they know this person, or?
Of the workers, they just say it is the Burning Seraph. So of course it's a miracle for him to
So the
survive.
saint and the burning seraph, they think are the same thing.
Indeed.
I have good news, brothers and sisters. I have a recording of the event. We can see together this heresy.
That seems useful. Everybody's blaming everybody else. And they're all just basically repeating their own prejudices.
And we have a cover-up.
If you have determined who is still missing, is it right to say that one of those people must be this burning seraph?
That's an assumption because it might be someone that wasn't on the work roster.
Because
Yeah,
could it
I
have
think-
been?
Isn't it the case that this burning seraph figure has been around before the explosion happened? The Archdeacon spoke to him before that. So yeah, he went to visit this place, and then it tragically exploded, vaporizing everybody else. So I'm thinking the miracle is that he is resistant to whatever explosive he brought into the acid refinery. What the hell is an acid refinery?
Only refined acid. Acid
might be
needs to be
chemical.
refined because otherwise you wouldn't have refined acid.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Yeah, chemical factory of some kind.
Well, let's watch
I-
what we've got. I'm sorry. Did you speak? You spoke to the Archdeacon. Did he tell you about
did.
meeting the Seraph?
Yes,
He
I
said
spoke
that
to
the-
him,
Oh,
but
he was just
his
talking.
testi- Oh,
I think you were confused there, Cassium. He was talking. I think he was talking about the archdeacon that was at the refinery, not the.
religious.
I
Gotcha.
know. Yeah.
gotcha.
He said the seraph will come in 2 days to his sermon. So we can see then if this is indeed. I have no reason whatsoever to doubt the archdeacon, but then he himself might be less objective than he should be. I see in the video an explosion and then somebody leaving the thing, and right next door we have a machine temple. And there seems to be some animosity between the two sides. Could this have been a machine dressed in a cloak?
Well, why would your Archdeacon sanctify a place if a machine
Well,
had?
What he's doing is believing that this was a person who somehow was saved by the emperor's great holy powers, but I'm not so sure yet. I want more concrete evidence. And he doesn't know, he says, how that machine arm got there. But there it is. And says that it's pointing at the machine temple. It sounds like they're trying to blame each other for problems, and
then there's
but
this rabble. Do you think if we wait around 2 days to see this appearance at the cathedral, that Halakarn won't have us all skinned, inverted, and made into paper products? It seems like a long wait for an inquisitor.
I don't see how we could do otherwise, but if you have any suggestions, and Halakarn's not as bad as you think he is. I'm rather impressed by the man to begin with, but perhaps I'm not completely objective in that.
The cynic in me thinks that if this thing is going to make a scheduled appearance again, then it's probably going to be some grandiose spectacle. And maybe those that turn up to the event may not leave alive. So, especially if this thing does its titular burning stunt, being a burning serif,
Well,
then I think
I've got a really good vantage point, he said.
Well, I was thinking that gives us 2 days to install a like a pict recorder somewhere where we can then get first-hand evidence of this thing and not be in the blast radius.
Blast radius being the best seat.
Any seat
But-
close to the thing, I don't want to be in it.
But why would the Emperor allow such a thing to happen?
The Emperor wouldn't.
You speak, sister, as though evil weren't alive and well in the galaxy.
But
I
we
think
can't
Mr. Guard
just
might be
run
correct.
and hide. We can't run and hide from evil. We must confront it. I have to take up the Archdeacon on his offer. I'll be there in the church, and hopefully your scenario won't play out the way you describe it. And
Very
we
much
can
hope it
get down to because this could be a saint. This could be a holy icon.
It
An
could
image.
be, but then why have a cover-up taking place? Because at the minute we have too much information that stinks.
Don't know. Perhaps
This
it's
was
just caution. Perhaps it's just caution.
If this was a legitimate miracle, I do not see why too many red flags are being raised. At the minute, their presence makes me think this is something other than a miracle.
And
Well,
speaking
we'll
of
find out.
conspiracies, sorry, is there anybody have any background on the Scarred Hands? What they believe in, who their leader is? If they're real or a local rumor?
Sounds like they're workers who are disgruntled because they've lost a few digits here and there.
I am not myself unscarred.
Think of the mention of the scarred hands. I'd pop in and just start pointing out, if we're still at the crowd, pointing out a number of people that have the similar scarring on their hand.
Does it
But
look like
that
an
is
emblem?
our
It's not potentially something criminal related, is it? A bit like, to use in like modern terms, you might have the Yakuza who are missing the digit on the finger. If it's a ritualistic thing that's been done more than once, this isn't an industrial accident. They just happen to everyone makes the same bloody mistake, because that would be insanity. Is this something that may be scarring that's done for a specific purpose?
This is a
Like a
heretical cult.
Yeah, either something of a cult or a criminal organization.
What is the shape of the scar?
It's just like 3 cuts down, in between. I don't know my anatomy, but those bones that extend down into your hand.
Metatarsals?
Mhm.
Metatarsals, yeah.
Right.
It's where their Wolverine claws pop out.
And the Spider-Man juice. Well,
Yeah. All right. Before we quit, Cassium, did you have anything to add? I thought I saw a couple times you were going to say something.
No, no, not really.
Okay.
At this
Excellent.
point.
All right. Well, we'll let you guys ponder the strange Byzantine conspiracies of the Hive, and we'll pick this up next week.
our players included David Gasaway, Kent Blue, Stefan Amshi, Matthew Sanderson, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Game Master. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the grim dark of Warhammer 40k and the Imperium Maledictum role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.